Welcome back to the List Building Lifestyle. I'm your host, Igor Kayfetz. I'd like to share with you another excerpt from this interview that I've been sharing with you in the previous couple of episodes. So if you missed the previous couple of parts, go back and listen to those now before you continue. But even if you choose not to do so, you're still going to be able to grasp the techniques I share here, because I'm actually diving into what I consider to be one of the most important things in an email marketing campaign, and that is the angle. Now, an angle essentially, and I'll explain this more thoroughly in this episode, an angle is your way to get someone's attention and to position what you're promoting as a relevant piece, as a relevant product, service, information to the experience that your prospect reader / subscriber is going through. And so what I explain is exactly my thinking process when I'm putting together angles for all sorts of affiliate campaigns, because you can have a single product or service, be it an affiliate program or anything else, and you can position it in many different ways. You can spin it in many different ways. And oftentimes the spin you put on it will determine how serious people will take it, how many people will actually pay attention, and what sort of open rates and click-through rates you're going to get. And as a result, of course, that's going to lead to sales numbers either increasing or declining. So this is a really important one, and it's about an 11 or maybe 12-minute episode, which I think is extremely useful to you if you're planning to make a lot of money from your list. So there you go. Enjoy.
I'm Igor Kayfetz, and this is the List Building Lifestyle, the podcast for anyone who wants to build a wildly profitable email list working from home. If you'd like to make six figures, travel the world, and help people improve their lives in the process, this podcast is for you. I also invite you to claim a free copy of my best-selling book, The List Building Lifestyle: Confessions of an Email Millionaire, at igorsbook.com. Get the free book plus $3,000 bonus package that includes my best capture page templates, email swipe files, and traffic blueprints. Visit www.igorsbook.com for details. And now, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle.
How do you go from not mentioning it at all to your list of subscribers and them not knowing about it at all, from you kind of like getting the link, and what's the preparation and the emails and basically everything that you kind of go through to create that promotion run that lands you on the leaderboard every single time? So how do you do that? Let's maybe kind of dive into that.
Okay, so we need to break this down into a couple of steps in the process. And the first thing we need to understand is that a lot of times people make the critical mistake of trying to sell right away. Meaning what they do is like they email their list and they say, go buy this, with no context whatsoever. This is no good. This actually works if you have a really like aggressive list, and if you didn't sell to them for a little while, so they'll be responsive to that. But fundamentally, let's face it, nobody likes being sold to. Right? Nobody likes it when we push stuff down their throat, but people love making buying decisions because that feels empowering. In fact, I'll even share this with you. I noticed that people feel more control in their life when they buy something. They get an adrenaline rush. They get like a spike of dopamine. And that's because when they hit that buy now button, when they swipe that card, it gives them a sense of control over the future. It makes them feel a little bit better. That tells us that people do love to buy. Now, that means that what we need to do with our emails and our promotions, we need to quite simply present that offer in such a frame, and I'm going to explain what frame means in a sec, that it would make total sense for them to buy because it serves them. So they end up wanting to buy it because it just makes perfect sense. So, for example, now, first, let me explain what frame is. A frame is the way you position the product. Okay. Now, as an example, David's selling a course. Okay, let's just say David's selling a $10 course on search engine optimization. Okay. Now, that course, what is it? It's an ebook or a bunch of videos, right? But those are the deliverables. But there are many different ways to position that offer. For example, one way to position a course on search engine optimization is what? Traffic, right? So here's a way to get traffic. That's a very basic positioning. How about we can position it as, here's a way to get traffic for free, because search engine optimization is free. Then we can do, here's a way to get to siphon traffic off of the biggest traffic source on the planet, which is what? Google, right? So we can do that. Another way to position it, here's a way to get traffic without Facebook, right? So see what I'm doing here? I'm basically focusing on what are you getting in terms of benefits rather than deliverables. So then the first thing I would do is, after I chose the product, I would literally sit down and list like 20 different ways that I can position the offer. And when I found the right positioning based on what I know about my list, what I would do, I would just either write an email talking about that particular problem. For example, let's just for the sake of the example, let's say we're positioning the course as a way to get traffic for free. So what I would do, I would write an email that talks about a big problem, and that is getting traffic, and how getting traffic that's paid traffic is really difficult because it requires lots of money, and a lot of times if you try to do that, you will run out of money quicker than you will start making money. Therefore, you're stuck back at square one, only this time you lost the money. And if the paid traffic campaign fails, nobody will reimburse you. Like, there's no insurance you can buy. It's like bad traffic insurance. Like, oh, your campaign didn't work, so we'll give you your money back. No, it doesn't work like that. So you're taking a huge risk. Okay, so that's what I've done with the email. I kind of stirred up the problem. I made the problem very vivid, very visible. And now, what do? I got them dressed up and I have to tell them where to go, right? So what I do is I say, look, there is a way to get free traffic. It may not be as fast as paid traffic, but it's definitely not as risky. And you can get traffic for free and automatically. You don't have to sit there to get the traffic. So to learn more, go here. And I'm sending them off to the link, right? The link that would basically tell them more about the product. So what I've done is I framed the product. That would be the most basic way for me to promote it. Find out what the sexiest, most exciting, most hard-hitting frame for my particular crowd, and use that frame. And the framing will change based on your crowd. For example, if I was promoting a course, or the same course, great example, same course in search engine optimization by David for $10. But let's just say my list was a list of real estate brokers. Okay, so maybe I'm like marketing to real estate brokers and I'm teaching them how to get more clients. So what I need to do is I need to frame it so it makes sense to them. And what I would have done, probably focused on the local aspect, right? And I would tell them, here's a way to become the greatest agent in your city by following this course from my friend David, who teaches you the secrets to local SEO. If you'd like to be the first one to pop on the search engines whenever anyone in your area is searching for a realtor, so if anyone like enters keyword terms like new realtor in Toronto, like you can actually be the first one that pops on the search engine. Imagine how quickly your business will grow. If you want to find out how to do that, click this link and go find out more about my friend's course, right? So that would be the perfect framing for the realtors. And you can change the frame for anyone or anything. Mm-hmm. But that's what I think is one of the biggest secrets to affiliate success, smart framing. A lot of, what I see a lot of affiliates do, they're just like, here's a link. Go buy this. Hey, I found this new thing. Go buy this. And that doesn't work. People don't like being sold to. But when you discuss the problem with people first, you make the problem really vivid and explain how this is actually a solution to the problem they already have. That allows you to bypass all these selling barriers and allow the person to say, yeah, let me go check it out. And then it's like their decision to go and check it out. It's not you shoving it down their throat. It's their decision to go and review the offer.
So positioning and framing, essentially, that's the first part that you take with the offer. So do you use multiple frames in a promotion, or do you stick with one frame? Like, so let's say you found the product and you kind of created the first frame for it. Do you go beyond the first frame, or do you kind of stick to the one frame throughout the promotion?
That's a great question. So yeah, I always go beyond the first frame. In fact, what I usually do before starting the campaign, I would I would sit down, like I said, I will list all the different frames. And I would try to list as many as possible so I have something to choose from. And then I would choose the 3 most likely. Sometimes 4, but rarely, but the 3 most likely to work, again, based on my experience with my email list. Before I knew what would work, I would literally just randomly run the frames and cross my fingers, and then I seen what worked and what didn't, and now I understand. After doing this for a few months, I now understand exactly what my list wants and what my list responds to, so I can play on the frames accordingly. And yeah, I do several frames because the thing about your list, it is very forgiving, isn't it? I mean, you can mail out today, and today's campaign can completely fail. Right, so you walk away, instead of making $1,000, you walk away with $10. But then tomorrow you'd be like, okay, so that frame just didn't work. Let's try another frame. Then you mail a different frame, and you come back and you kick ass and you make $2,000. So the list is so forgiving that it allows you to test different angles and different frames. And the other benefit to doing that is actually sending out new content. Meaning that a lot of times people are afraid of, how can I email my list if I don't know what to talk about? Or what if my list gets annoyed with me? Well, I'll tell you, your list will get annoyed with you if you're sending out the exact same thing every single day. But if you're sending out a new thing every day, or a new or fresh piece, or their daily entertainment routine, same as they check their Facebook feed and looking for something new to see, same as they're checking their Netflix, looking for a new show to watch, they'll check their email inbox looking for fresh and interesting things that come across their desk. So yeah, that's definitely use multiple angles, multiple frames, and the ones that work, write them down, because what you'll find is you can use the same frame for like 3, 4, 5 different programs, and you can literally just eventually, after doing it for a little while, you'll have a whole arsenal. So you won't even have to get creative anymore. You'll just kind of just look in your jacket and be like, oh, I'll take this frame, and just apply the frame to the promo.
Thank you for listening to The List Building Lifestyle. Get access to the previous episodes, transcript of today's show, as well as other exclusive content at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. Also remember to claim your free copy of my best-selling book at www.igorsbook.com. It explains how I made millions with list building starting from scratch. Plus, I'll give you $3,000 worth of free bonuses, including my best landing page templates, email swipe files, and traffic blueprints. Go to www.igorsbook.com now to claim your free package.